Guys, how are you today? Hopefully everybody's doing great. My personal current mood is felt like making a video about Armiger. I don't really know. I've had this one, I showed you guys at one point. I have, a list of my amazing, always quotation marks, my, just like jotting down thoughts about future videos. And Armiger has been on the list for a while because, like, how could you even make raid videos and not talk about the glorious Armiger at some point? And then, kind of as always, like, I'm not gonna tell you anything revolutionary that you probably don't already know about Armiger, but like, come on, let's just put some respect on the boy and give him the video on my channel that he deserves. So let's take a look at Armiger. Ignore my bad Siegfried build. He's going to be down here in the very, very, my small 6-steed uncommon section. You've got Shield Guard, you've got Armiger. Alrighty, so the other thing is I am not going to lie to you guys or put on airs or like, as you can see, I did not like go and put Newt's gear on Armiger. Like, this is just the Armiger build that I had when I was new that I still use today. I'm not going to put like insane gear on him for the sake of this showcase. I just want to show you that this is a completely fine and usable champ in the build that you see here. Basically, what happened, he was probably better built than this at some point, but over time, you get better champions, you have to steal the gear. So like, I distinctly remember stealing pieces for Royal Guard, pieces for Newt, like as you start getting these other kind of max HP nukers. So yeah, it's like, what is this? Like half accuracy, half speed. God, I probably didn't even have perception back there. There's no perception. Very poor. So let's just take a look at the kit. 2 abilities. Repost, level 1. Probably said that wrong. Attacks one enemy, decreases the turn meter by 30% if the attack is critical. Simple, but effective. Second one, lay to rest. Attacks one enemy. Enemies killed by this skill cannot be revived. So this is actually an uncommon with number 1, sick turn meter control, and number 2, black revive, which is very rare. The only, like, if we were to look through these people, the only other champions I even have with a block revive is Mortu Macabre, Lego, and Lydia, Lego. So yeah, I mean, maybe there's some epics deep in the vault. Those are the only that I actually have 6'd and using. And actually, no, I don't even think I have Legos and epics in my vault that do that. So yeah, basically only other people I personally have that do that are Legos. So craziness. So there's my crappy build. You do want accuracy because we have turn meter control here. And then this, as you can see, it's damage based on defense and enemy max HP. So like, if you wanted to put more into crit damage and defense than I personally have, because like, my build isn't optimized at all. I've got accuracy chest, I've got accuracy banner. I'm sure it's crit rate gloves. Yeah, it's crit rate gloves. So like, if we're talking maximizing the max HP damage, my build is not there at all. So, but like I said, I'm not gonna lie to you and pretend like I like I use an Armiger and like this sick gear all the time, because I don't. So this is the gear. Common speed boots. And then masteries, super standard. You can help your crit rate since you need 100% for the turn meter control. Crit damage, coming down to War Master. I'm sure I just copied these from something when I was new, and then we can get the extra accuracy and standard stuff like this over here. Then also, just, for funsies, while we're all here, I did pull up the list of champions with block revive, and it is, very, very slim. I don't have any of these except for Mortu and I guess Finax, and then our boy Armiger down there. And apparently there's more rares than I thought of with this. But yeah, so definitely rare on a champ who is otherwise good as well, and super easily accessible on an uncommon. One more Armiger tip that I forgot to mention also. Since he's an uncommon and you can book champions with copies of themselves, basically make sure to always keep him if you pull him out of a mystery shard. And then, like, I would buy him from the shop too. Like, if I saw an Armiger here, I would 100% buy that. And then just keep doing that. And eventually you'll have him fully booked without having to use any rare books on it. Fantastic. So, what do I like do with this guy? Okay, so I very distinctly remember using him in my go away. Thank you. That like lagged. They're like, "Are you sure you don't want to buy it? If we lag this long enough, will you buy?" Answer still no. I definitely distinctly remember using him in like very early Spider, Fire Knight teams. These are obviously areas that you can make use of the turn meter control. So just to show you quickly, that does not seem to be the correct team. I see Armiger nowhere. Okay, so I put together like this little team, and the theme of this team is just kind of like you don't have all of the best champions in the game yet, because like obviously I could have put things like Coldheart here, Royal Guard, although he's not great against the red affinity, stuff like this, but like I remember me. I had a Taurus before I had a Coldheart. So like you have to keep in mind like these kind of like key epics, particularly I mean even voids, you know, if they're even rares, if they're void, like these aren't champs that everybody just has. So this is my kind of you don't have all of the best champs in the game yet. I've got Apothecary, I've got Armiger, I've got Deacon, which they like give to everybody for free nowadays. So please, goodness gracious, I hope you have that one. I've got Mausoleum Mage. I do have Seer, but this is just so I can, you know, quickly get to the boss. Like, by no means, you could easily clear these waves with whatever you want. I just want to show you Armiger controlling the turn meter of the boss. So that's the theme of the team. You know, does not require Seer. I just don't want to sit here for like an hour during waves, you know. But basically, thought process is, you know, Deacon, good champ for this. He has the double hit on the A1. Apothecary, what does he have? Like 3 on the A1? I don't even know anymore. Is it just 2? Yeah, and then, yeah, so I just thought Apothecary, you know, that's a rare that a lot of people would be using before they got epics that do stuff like that and Legos. So that was the whole thinking process. And this is Fire Knight, just 20, you know, which is like what most people would be shooting for in their early game. That'd be the holy grail. So now we're actually at the boss itself. I've just directed everybody to use A1s so that we can get this shield open. Oh, that needs to line up better, but that's okay. I think we're gonna make it. Yeah, so that's fine because that actually it opened shield, applied the turn meter decrease, and then yeah, I just want to show you that basically Armiger and a little bit of Deacon. I don't even know if the Deacon would need to be here. Can just completely handle the turn meter of this boss. There's no threat ever opening the shield. It's like borderline at 0 most of the time. And that's his thing. He's good at this. Look at him go. He's very good. And I did make it so that he's only using his A1, but like as you can see, there's like plenty of room. I could have told him to use the max HP hit, but I guess I didn't think about it when I was programming it. So, you know, a little bit slower, but obviously, you know your own teams and things. So a little bit slower run than would be ideal, but again, I don't want to show you like a 15-second run because it's just not realistic. Okay, what do we get? Anything good? No. Okay, so that would be the team. Obviously he's not really the damage dealer, although I mean I guess he kind of is if you forget that Seer exists. But yeah, that's him. He just completely, he has the capability to basically solo control the turn meter of lots of bosses, especially if you build him better than me. Like I had, what did I have? Like 190 something speed. You know, obviously if you have an Armiger with 300 speed, he's going to be taking a lot more turns than mine. So all something to consider. But again, like I just wanted to show you this is what I use all the time. And then of course the place where he's getting renewed relevance for me is of course the Cursed City. And this has come up in multiple rotations because his kit, simple, right? But effective. Like we talked about the Black Revive, for example. And I just thought of this because it was this rotation again. But this boss, okay, dragon, whatever. This is the Frost Spider. The only way to kill the Frost Spider is with, they have to be HP burned, or you can block her revive because she will revive herself if you kill her without HP burn. So those are the only ways you can kill this. And if you look at my roster, just for a moment, let's just forget that Ignatius exists because I like just got him. Ignatius, you're ruining my video. So just forget that Ignatius exists. If I did not have Armiger here, I do not have anybody else with a Black Revive or with HP burn. Like, there's nothing. So literally for this Cursed City stage, he was the savior. He was the only reason I could beat this. You know, you can use him in like ice golems later, you know, throughout the thing. And then just his kit is just useful kit. The turn meter control, you know, like you've got all kinds of things like Dark Fae and all these bosses. And yeah, so for me, Cursed City, definitely getting a lot of use out of him. Again, had I not, you know, recently pulled Ignatius, like literally he is, look at him there, look at him on the team. He's so good. Only reason I was able to beat that, and this is Cursed City hard, you know, this is real late game content in the game. You've got things like, you know, the Doom Tower, it's not the Dark Fae rotation, but yeah, obviously all that turn meter control. Insane. And then something that I didn't even know, you know, I was just doing my research for this video. Like, I was just kind of looking at the Hell Hades page, and I was like, okay, and then I started looking at this, and I was like, what? Is Armiger good in Iron Twins and Sand Devil and Shogun Grove? Like, what? Because, you know, obviously we knew about the Spider, we knew about the Fire Knight, we knew about, you know, Dark Fae, Frost Spider, not bad because of the Black Revive like we were talking about, but I was looking at like all these like recent bosses, like what? And so apparently there is like Armiger speed teams versus Iron Twins, and yeah, like this guy, he's aging like a fine wine, right? He's like an uncommon that is actually getting better and more useful in the game than he ever was, because he always was useful for standard Fire Knight and standard Spire, but now it's like he's good against Iron Twins. And I don't know, I didn't look up the Sand Devil and Shogun Grove, but I was like bamboozled by the Iron Twins. So yes, I would say if you don't have an Iron Twins, I'm sure we'd all love an Iron Twins in our inventory. If you don't have in Armiger 60'd, unless you're like mega ultra late game and it's just like the point is moot, you know, you don't need this guy anymore, like definitely something you need to add. You know, like I love all my uncommons and rares. Like I would be sad if I didn't have Armiger and Apothecary and Shield Guard and stuff like this, because they're just fun, and they, you know, they're like nostalgic to the early game, and I love that they're still useful today in stuff like Cursed City. So very cool. I think, I mean, easily the best uncommon. What's the competition? The competition is Shield Guard, right? And yeah, I don't know. I mean, turn meter control and Black Revive doesn't get much more unique or rare than that. So sadly, Shield Guard. I'm sorry, gonna have to give it to the Armiger. Add Awakenings for uncommons, by the way, but just the good ones. Like, just add them for like 2 or 3 uncommons. There's no need to add it, you know, for everybody. So there you have it, my opinion on uncommon awakenings. Just kidding. So that was my little ode to Armiger. Have just been meaning to do a video on this guy for a while. Let me know what you think. Are you still using this guy? Was he in your early game teams? Do you have nostalgic memories of Mr. Armiger? And you guys, as always, thank you for hanging out with me, and enjoy the rest of your days. Goodbye.